Donald Trump reacting to the horrific attacks in Orlando by doubling down on his proposed temporary ban on Muslims entering the U.S. Trump said in a statement this: "We will have no way to screen them, pay for them, or prevent the second generation from radicalizing."
Is the presumptive nominee going too far, and should Muslim Americans be concerned? Well, our next guest, he doesn't think so. Tom Harb is a Muslim American himself, as well as a terrorism expert and co-chair of the American Middle East Coalition for Trump. Good morning, sir. Thank you for being with us. We appreciate it.
Good morning. How are you? Just for the record, I'm from the Middle East, American from the Middle East background.
So, Donald Trump doubling down on his Muslim ban. You have a number of Americans saying this is going too far. This might actually only complicate matters going forward. You stand by him. You say this is what needs to happen. Why?
Because we, as an American, we need our safety first. And our safety, our government must do whatever necessary to protect us. Anybody who's coming from overseas, especially from the Middle East today, and terrorists might slip through, we need to vet them out. We need to know who they are, because even the Middle Eastern countries between Saudi Arabia, the Gulf states, Lebanon, Jordan, they are vetting people coming into their country from Syria or Iraq. Why can't we vet them coming over here to the United States? And that's why we support nominee Mr. Trump, because he's going to take a severe action to protect us. And as a person from Orlando, we don't want to see another situation like what happened, the massacres happened here yesterday, to happen elsewhere in our states.
So you agree with his idea to build a wall?
Of course. Again, you have a lot of refugees, you have a lot of immigrants come illegally to the border on Mexico, and no patrol could catch them all. Therefore, we need to build a wall, and we need to let the people come legally into the wall, like the big door he's going to build and so on, so we could protect our citizens over here.
Obviously, we're in the middle of a race for the White House. Very different perspectives on how you respond to an act of terrorism, as we saw yesterday. How do you think it would be different under a Trump administration? You stand by him, you support Donald Trump. What would he do differently than what we're seeing play out with the Obama administration? How should we be thinking about that if he were president?
Yeah, well, what I believe that Mr. President Obama, for the last 7-8 years, and especially for the last 4 or 5 years, he did not go after ISIS the way he should have. Him and Mrs. Clinton, they want to contain ISIS. And the containment of ISIS is going to keep spreading and committing atrocities and crimes and terrorism throughout the world, like what we saw in Europe and what we have been seeing here in the United States. So, and also furthermore, President Obama, back in 2013, he took out any references toward Islamic terrorism from the FBI training books. And therefore, that's what happened when the FBI were after this terrorist guy who committed the atrocities here in Orlando. The FBI closed the case because they couldn't use Islamic terrorism any longer by the FBI manuals. They closed the books in 2013, 2014 after the ban by President Obama.
Yeah, he also
we hope now.
He also had apparently been connected to the first American who was a suicide bomber in Syria. I do want to ask you, though, about people who are calling this a hate crime. We've heard that from President Obama. We've heard that from other politicians, a lot of people, and also from this group known as CARE. Explain to us what that group is and what they've said.
I believe CARE, they want to divert the real attention from Islamic terrorism to hate crime. They want to confuse the public and our intelligence services such as the FBI, the law enforcement. And that's the problem by itself. CARE is promoting to be the hate crime, so our intelligence services, they do not dig deeper into terrorism activities committed by Islamic terrorists from the Middle East and elsewhere throughout the world.
Tom Harb, thanks for being with us this morning and for your insight. We appreciate it.